ऐं क्लीं सौं हम सत्शिवत्सोऽहं मत्पुरें मदक्षमरवीं मदं साक्षमरवीं सौं स्वरूपनिरूपणहेतुमेतुगुरुमे श्री अन्नपूर्णां वादयितं श्री अमृतानन्दनाथ सरस्वती श्रीपादुकां पूजयामि तर्पयामि नमः। शुक्लां वरदं विष्णुं दधिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तयेत्। अगजाननपद्मार्कं गजाननमहर्निशम् अनेकदन्तं भक्तानां एकदन्तमुपास्महे गणानां त्वा गणपतिं नमामहे कविं कवीनाम् उपमस्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणस्पद आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सीदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमन्महागणाधिपतये नमः। ध्यायामि ॐ श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं ग्लौं गं गणपतये वरवरदमे स्वाहा। ॐ श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं ग्लौं गं गणपतये वरवरदमे स्वाहा। ॐ श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं ग्लौं गं गणपतये वरवरदमे स्वाहा। ॐ श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं ग्लौं गं गणपतये वरवरदमे स्वाहा। Srimatre Namaha. Welcome back. Yesterday the audio was a little bit disturbed. I hope it is good today. Yes? Good means this, very good is this. Okay. Okay, good. And then the people who are watching on Facebook and YouTube also, kindly type your message, because that will serve as a guidance for us to improve our quality, so that if there is any disturbance, we'll attend to that. Whenever a light is brought into a dark room, what you see first is not the light. Light in this, what you see is not the lamp. You see the light first. Yes or no? You see the light, bright radiance of the light, and then the lamp. Similarly, the whole pattern of Lalitha Sahasranamam is so designed. Our lifestyle also, before you enter, the people should know that a noble, realized and a good person is about to come to my house. And that message will be sent to them without their knowledge. Oh Guruji, I was thinking about you and you came. That's what they should say. So in the same way, Prakasham Vimarsha. These two words are used in higher philosophy. So yesterday we talked about Nijaruna Prabhapura Madhyat Brahmanda Mandala. So when we are reciting this line, nobody said you have to finish off Lalitha Sahasranamam in 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Don't ever rush through this Sahasranamam. Sri Mata, Sri Maharadni, Sri Matamathare, Sri Chidiknagata Sambhuta, Devakara Sambhuta, I have to finish off this by hook or crook. No. Any point, just to, it's like rest area when you're traveling in the highway, we have rest areas, right? If you drive for too long, the same journey becomes boring. So the Lalitha Sahasranamam recital, if you do it as a ritual, it becomes boring one day. Don't allow it to happen. So I need to take some break at one point and meditate. And this is one rest area for us. Nijaruna Prabhapura Madhya Brahmanda Mandala. So what we should do, close your eyes and imagine you are on the seashore or the banks of the river. It's pitch dark, sunrise has not happened, and try to listen to the sound of the waves. Calmness. And slowly, you don't need to close your eyes. Now I am imagining, when you are really in the sea shore, you just open your, but because I am just imagining, I am closing my eyes. And then I see the whole sky slowly becoming first pinkish and little bit white and red mix, and that is Nijarada Prabha Puramadya Brahma. I can know the ultimate arrival of one of the messenger of Goddess Mother. His name is Sun, Surya. He's about to come. And imagine the horizon, the sun coming. Like that, she is coming now. Externally, you are seeing the sunrise. Internally, I need to see the Mother in my heart. When that is possible, when I can see Champakasoku Purnaga Sogandika Lasakachat, Kuruvindamani Sreni Kanakoti Rabandita Ashtami, all these lines when I can experience, only when I can see her grace in each and everything that is happening in my life around the world also. Some things may hurt me and everybody, momentary, but I cannot blame God for Corona. After all, it is teaching us discipline. It is teaching of hygiene, which we forgotten long time back. So teacher, enjoy. I'm sorry to say this, enjoy the teaching, but pray to God. Don't teach me in this way. There are nicer ways to teach me. Go in this nicer way. What I do, I'm not rejecting your teaching. You know what I mean? I'm not rejecting this disease. Of course I need to learn, but you're kind-hearted. Why should you select such a horrible disease to teach us? So this is the prayer. So, Nijarada Prabha Puramin, first thing I need to see is, when I lose a job, maybe Mother has something else for me. First thought should be that, oh my bad luck, I started Ganapati Tarpana, I lost my job. That means either that fellow Guru Karunamaya didn't teach me properly Ganapati Tarpana, or I did wrong thing, or maybe this is not good for me, I should jump to Kriya Yoga. This is normally we think. But the first thought should be something else. Maybe good thing waiting for me. Then you pray, Amma, whether good or bad, please, I can't bear this kind of teaching. Give me the job, but I learned the lesson. This is the attitude we need to develop. Then we come to the next slide. You understand? First, appreciate her presence in everything in our life. As I always say, marriage is a grace. Being bachelor for lifelong is also a grace. Not having children, having house, not having house. Everything is grace. And then, now she comes out. In the beginning, we told, Chidagnikunda Sambhuta Devakarya Muddam, because you prayed for me and I'm coming up. Prayer doesn't happen here. Prayer happens here. And prayer should not happen for this. Prayer should happen for this. Not for my personal growth, personal samsara, materialistic, no. Prayer for higher level. That is where Kuruvindamani Sreni Kanakoti Ramandita comes. So, when I pray, she is coming up. And first part of the body I'm seeing is the hair. Here is the beauty. Everything says God is formless. But at the same time, it can attain any form, formless, but in many form. So infinity is infinity, like that. When she is in one form, I can say this is God. This is God, this is God, this is God, this is God. I can go only up to this. When the whole world is God means I am losing my track. That is called amurta. But actual fact is murta also. So, the Parabrahma, every aspect of Parabrahma is in everybody. This is the truth. Yamena chabhavan kesa bahuvo Vishnu tejasa. That is what they say in, what is written in Chandi Patam. 700 slokas hailing Goddess Mother. So when all the deities are attacked by demons, they go to Brahma. Then Brahma says, it's beyond my capacity. Then they go to both of Brahma, Vishnu go along with the deities to Vishnu. Vishnu says, no. It's not that Brahma is weak, Vishnu is weak, and Rudra is no. We should not compare that. When it has to happen through certain entity, it will happen through it. That's all. There is no greatness here. We should not fight. So then all of them go to Rudra, and then after hearing their woes, Rudra gets naturally, he always gets angry, right? Rudra immediately gets angry. And his eyebrows frown, his face like this. And between the eyebrows, a ray of light comes. And it takes the form of a big flame. It doesn't have a form. It doesn't have a human form, to be said. Then, from each of the deity, their energy comes and the form is created. Same is here also. Same is there also. We don't know that, but they know that. That's the beauty. That is why we are reciting Devi Kavacham. Yesterday we talked about Hridaya, Lalitha, Devi, Budra. So we don't. Everything is made up of her only. My physiology book says this is blood. My Lalitha Sahasranamam says, Danstrojvala Akshamala Didhara Rudira Samstita. Hey, I'm not that blood which you recited, which you read in physiology. I'm mother, taking strain to flow from head to toe to keep you living. This is how I understand blood, every part in my body. When I say my, don't think I'm egoistic. I can't say you, that is accusing. Instead, let me say my, that's fine. So everybody is, this is how it is. Then, Yamena Chabhavan Kesha, that means the hair has been formed from the energy from Yama, the one who takes our life. So, Hindu customs, there is a Manu Dharma Shastra, Dharma Sindhu, these are the books, where certain rules have been prescribed for a righteous life. Most of them look impossible for us to follow, but if you try to follow, you can lead a righteous life. In that they say, this hair is called Kesha in Sanskrit, Kesa. And Kesha is a representation of Pasha, of the noose of Yamadharmaraja, with which he is going to pull the prana shakti, life energy from you. The Kesa is connected to Pasha. Pasha means bond. For Yamadharmaraja, he removes the life. For us, we are also removing our life in the name of bond with something. When it is called bond, when I am spending my time more than necessary on a particular object or on a particular place or on a particular person, it becomes bond. Attachment. I wish I stay in Kasi. I wish I stay in Benares. Are you staying in Benares? No. You are neither staying in Benares nor staying in California. You are losing both. So by thinking more about a person, I am losing my identity. That's what our life. When we look back, every day, how much time we spend for our happiness, inner independent happiness. I was always striving to get happiness from my husband, my wife, my child, my job, my money. How much time I spend without any of this to spend. That is called dhyanam, meditation. So, this kesha is connected to pasha, and one of the rules they say, with due respect to people, ladies, if your hair crosses your shoulder, because bahuo Vishnu tejasa, this is Vishnu's. Up to this, they say it's okay. But if it is more than that, you need to tie it. Because I cannot, up to this, the relationship is okay. But more than that, I need to tie it. That's why the hair cannot be let loose. I see some people correcting, thank you, but I'm not commenting on you. It does have, see, I need to trust. Nobody is there to teach me. Well, what can I learn from the great lives of the people who lived past? Maybe they followed these rules. That may be one of the reasons. Let me tie my hair. That's how I need to follow. Nobody can prove, okay, if you tie your hair, the life will be perfect. I can't guarantee that. But it's said in the Shastra that the hair cannot be let loose. Now, this bandha, bond, should be controlled. I can give you some examples of the bandha. The bond between Yashoda and Krishna. Yashoda brought up Krishna. She pampered him, she loved him, but at the same time, the bond was controlled. Because she has a controlled bond with Krishna, she tied him when he was doing mischief, to a rock, grinding rock, whatever you call. And to play with her, Krishna opened his mouth and showed the entire universe in his mouth. That is in the Bhagavata story. And then for a moment, again Yashoda falls into the Maya. Krishna played with her, and then finally he says, Ma. Then she's back. This is a beautiful play. So, but Yashoda, rest of the time, she was controlling her bond. Radha and Krishna. Radha never demanded Krishna has to be with her. Whether you are there or not, you are here. There is no possessiveness. It was here. It is immaterial. That's fine. Shiva and Parvati, Sita, Rama. This is higher. Blending. Ardhanarishvara literally doesn't mean this is male, this is female. As a pair, his priority becomes her priority becomes his priority. There is no individual identity for any. He says, I am you. And she says, I am you. But who is what? We. The one pair which can always say we instead of I is a good pair. Let us move from I to we. That is the marital relation. Anyways, so these bonds have to be controlled. And they say in Tantra Shastra. Little bit I'm going, not that Tantra. I'm not going to teach you that. Tantra Shastra in the beginning, it says, everybody who is practicing, they will be helped by some fragrances. You need to have the fragrances on you. I told sometimes in my workshop, sadhana classes, first fragrance is sandalwood oil. Try to get that sandalwood oil. Then jasmine. Then mogra. I don't know. Type mogra in Google and search for English word. Then champak. Then kus, Khus, kus. Then musk, Musk, musk. 6. All these, don't mix them together. That will be yucky. That's why my grandson used to sing a rhyme. Do you like pizza? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Then I had to say, do you like ice cream? I should say, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Do you like ice cream on pizza? Yucky. So in the same way, if you mix everything, it's yucky. So one at a time you use. And this is fragrance. Similar thing is represented here. Champaka, Ashoka, Punnaga, Saugandhika. These 4 flowers are for a specific purpose. Actually, you need to understand, mother doesn't need anything. Because when she puts the flower in her hair, the flower gets the fragrance from her hair. That is the greatness of mother. Yesterday we told, no, if I have a name Karunamaya, the name should get credit because of my behavior, not that I should get a credit for by my name. No. I was born in that family. That's not my greatness. Because of my lifestyle, that family is popular. It's called one Sodharaka. Giving credit to the family. So, what are these flowers? Let us look. Champaka and Punnaga. These 2 fragrances attract snakes. So, when you meditate on these flowers in her hair, that's why in Lalitha Sahasranamam it's a gradual introduction of mother. Let us not try to get the whole figure like this. Then you don't get the tattva. You're only attaching the form. If I get bit by bit knowledge like this, then I look at the form not as a form, it's a combination of tattva. This is more important. So you spend some time on every, like Nijarana Brahmapara, meditate on the seashore. Now here, you meditate on the flowers. When you are meditating, you need to have the smell also. For that sake, collect all the flowers, smell them for a while, keep on smelling, get used to the smell. Champaka, Ashoka, Champaka, Punnaga. So it attracts snakes means it reminds you, in as much as you are doing external worship, volume and Facebook always clear. There's a message coming. Is the volume, everything clear for you on Zoom call? Somebody is okay now. But just wait for a while. The moment it breaks, so don't send me message because it will break my speech. If it sustains for a long time, then Vishnu, Vishnu, Vishnu. So, Champaka and Punnaga remind me of my internal meditation, which will arouse the Kundalini. Snake is Kundalini. So many things you can do for Kundalini awakening if you want to do. But at the same time, I just can transform myself, and with my behavioral change, I can arouse the Kundalini also. Why stand upside down? Then you can do it. Shasana, all these asana, why do you do? And then you can do this very simple. Understand the philosophy of the Kundalini. So, Champaka Punnak. Ashoka. Shoka means sorrow, pain. Ashoka means not being sorrow. It says, I cannot shed tears for anything except God. How many of you follow this? Mostly none of us follow. We shed tears for everything except God. Then everybody raises. But the rule says you cannot shed tears. These are reserved for God. So Ashoka reminds you, don't cry, don't be in pain. There is no pain pressure. It's all her anugraha. Look at that. If you want to cry, cry for her grace, for the knowledge to understand her presence in the world. That is fine. So Ashoka reminds you of being in a painless state, happy mood. Then finally, Saugandhika. Gandha means association, as I told you. So whatever association I am having externally or internally means thoughts, externally means people, places. I need to make that association valuable, meaningful, purposeful for both. I cannot be a burden to the other person by my association. Similarly this. So, how do I manage the external relationship? Number one, keep smiling. Whenever you see a person, smile. But don't put on smile if the person is suffering and writhing in pain. So of course, that's where you need to use your, but still, it should say everything will be fine. You should not forget your smile. Smile on the face, communication with soothing and smooth talk, and non-reactive nature, and trying to blend with the other person for that moment. If the other person saying something, try to put yourself in the other person and accept his or her role in that. And come back. It's called Parakaya Pravesam, astral travel. Then come back. You don't lose your identity. By doing this, I can understand that's also normal. Then I don't get agitated. You got my point? This is going into another body. So, Saugandhika, external. Internal, I cannot control my thoughts. Only one thing can control. Mananat trayatiti mantra. How frequently you are telling the mantra? How many of you are checking how frequently I am telling the mantra? Not how much time I say the mantra. You can tell for 1 hour. But 23 hours? Take off 8 hours. 15 hours? In 15 hours, how frequently I am telling? That closer frequency, the safer you are. Every 5 minutes, you should have an alarm. Oh my God, enough, you got it. You don't need to recite, you don't need to recite a sloka for that. You already connected. Oh my God, I didn't pray for you. Enough, don't pray. You thought of me, that's enough, she'll say. So, if I'm not going into that and forgetting, then that's... So, Champaka, Ashoka, Champaka, Asoka, Punnaga, Saugandhika Lasatkaja. So, as a Upasaka, I need to tie the hair, and if it is female, they put the flowers. Actually, in Brahmins, in of course Hindu, we have different lifestyle. Based on the lifestyle, you have a categorization. I don't call it caste, vritti, pravritti. So we don't have a hairstyle like this. We have shikha, and after that they put one flower in the thick. Both male also. Stephen, you can also follow that. You have a nice hair, so you can also put one flower, and that will help you. That's what they say. One flower, small flower. And let it be jasmine, I told you this. So this is how one is tying, one is putting flowers in your hair. And that will not control your bond, that will remind you. I cannot be tied by this bond, but I should tie this bond. I should be Yama. If it crosses, then I tie, because I want to live my life. Right? Do you understand that? Otherwise, you won't be there for you. Then comes Kurvinda Madisreni Kanat Koti Ramandita. So she's coming up, the hair and then the crown. Kurvinda is like a ruby family. From that family, ruby, sapphire, everything has come. A very valuable, stone, and is available in Gandaki river up north, and some parts of Sri Lanka also. That's of course technical thing. What we have to understand is, any crown, when they put crown, if you have a Miss Universe, Miss World contest, you win that, you have a crown. The crown is a symbol of victory for us. For Goddess Mother, there is no victory. When everything is her, victory happens only when there are two. If it is one, the Jaya becomes Laya. The victory becomes merger. So for her, it's not a symbol of victory, it's a symbol of merger. That means she is telling, you have to come to me at one point. How? Now she tells the answer. Look at my crown. This should be your symbol of victory of the mind. When you are victorious of your thought, controlling the thought, you can imagine the crown on your head. And Kurvinda ruby is red in color. So in the initial stages of Upasana, these colors, to some extent these stones, can be of some help. Not by wearing the ring or the pendant, you'll get help. No. People say that, but to be frank with you, I don't buy that. No. Just by putting this ruby or whatever, this is not real ruby, this is 5 rupees, that's all. But by putting this, I don't get. But by putting this, it will be reminding anger is red in color. Don't have anger. Ruby talks to me. Yellow stone, that is auspicious. Always be auspicious. Some green stone, always be abundant, contented. The grey stone, have some shame. Shame to tell a lie. Shame for not helping others. Shame for not doing the progress. That will help you. So all these stones are talking to me when I'm wearing that. They are teachers. They are not abharanas. The necklace. is a teacher who says, talk less, talk slow, talk low. Control your speech. By wearing that, I'm reminding myself. If I'm having that, then it becomes a victory symbol. By wearing a bangle, the sound of the bangle when I'm moving my hand reminds me, give, give, always give. Not just take. Giving is saubhagya. Bangle sound is auspicious, but not the sound. Giving attitude is auspicious. Anklet. You should have a graceful walk. How many of you feel that you have a very graceful walk? Majestically lift your hand. Not even one male is lifting, I don't know. Then you are not fit for upasana. There is no male here. You should understand, unless you become a female, you cannot enter her chamber. So a female is not the form. A graceful walk means you don't need to walk like a lady. A graceful walk is the anklets make a rhythmic sound, and that sound creates a good energy. The female should walk like that, like a marali mandagamana, like a female swan. They have to move like that. Nobody should have the sound of footsteps, but they need to listen to the sound of anklets. This is very smooth walk. So it reminds you, whenever you work very hard work, it makes a harsh sound, it reminds you. So every abharana is reminding of your life, how it should be. So here, this Kuruvinda Mani Sreni, they are being put, Sreni means they are put in a row, nicely arranged. And this Kuruvinda is red in color. They have the light lustre of more than Dvadasa Aditya, more than 12 suns. Kagaya Nama, Pushaya Nama, Gabastine Nama, all these 12 names are coming in the Surya Namaskara. So more than the combined effect of that, this lustre. So this Kuruvinda representing sun. And she has got a crescent moon, right? The moon is there. And then there is some stones, including the nose ring, they represent star. So just by looking at her crown, I can meditate on the whole universe, a moon, a sun, and star. What more you want? It reminds me of my lifestyle. It reminds me of the universe which I belong to. Right now I am belonging to Girinagar, Bangalore. That's all I know. But when we meditate on her crown, then you get the knowledge that I belong to her great universe, where the sun and moon are on her, are used as a decoration for her crown. That is the greatness of my mother, whom I am worshipping. So, Kuruvinda Manisreni Kanatkoti Ramandita. At this line, you need to meditate on the ruby color, the red and also greyish white. These two colors we need to meditate. What is greyish color is Ajna Chakra. What is red color? Orangish red is in Mooladhara Swadhisthana. So in meditating on this, I am pulling my energy which is focused on my personal and family, individual growth to my internal growth. You see, that's a color combination meditation. So that's what we need to do. Once we do that, then we achieve what you call balancing, and which is represented by Ashtami Chandra Vibraja Dalikasthala Sobhita. We'll talk about tomorrow, 8 p.m. IST. Till then, Srimatre